Good morning. A few months ago, I was talking about how the divine is not linear, which means that God does not progress from point A to B across the calendar or across the eras, right? God is always present. And therefore, God's ability to see our entire lives, to see the entire experience of this planet, is 100% present at the same time. So it's all here right now. God doesn't have to look into, quote, the future, because there is no future for God, right? Past, present, and future are one. And at that point, I was talking about the likelihood of God needing to wait for us, because we are linear. We do progress across the calendar. We do progress across our lifetime. And so God exposing us to what we can handle, little bits at a time. Well, I'm kind of rethinking that. See, this is the way God works with us. God is creative and generative and organic in the sense that God doesn't follow a timeline or a schedule. So I'm wondering now if everything is present to God at once, all of creation, all of my life, then my spiritual journey is also 100% present to God at the same time. So right now, God sees the whole trajectory of my spiritual life. When I first came to know the divine and how I will end up after this life in that presence, in that warm, loving presence for all eternity. So instead of waiting on me and my limitations, I wonder if rather it is more that because my entire spiritual journey is present to God at once, it's more like God peeling away the scales on my eyes, on my spiritual eyes, or on my heart, to what already exists. It's not that we progress and therefore become closer to God and know more about God, and that God reveals more. It's that this whole entire relationship is present start to finish already. Because I'm limited by time, and I progress through time in a linear fashion, I don't know it that way, but it is already there. So my entire experience of the divine is present right now. So these scales, the story of St. Paul, how the scales had to be removed from his eyes before he was able to experience the divine completely. I wonder if that's more what this is like. That my whole spiritual journey, being present to the divine at once, God seeing the entire experience of my life, and me still plodding through day-to-day experiences. Maybe it's connecting my limited vision to the unlimited vision of the divine, and that my experiences in prayer are rather an evolution than a progression into what already is, this experience of the divine that already exists and has existed for my entire existence, my entire life experience, before I was born. I don't know. Am I getting too abstract? I just really keep chewing on this. My entire experience present to the divine all at once. So the limitations on my part are not limitations on God's part. And how does God meet me there in the middle? This evolution of what already is, I'm being exposed to each time I connect with the divine in the solitude and quiet of my prayer. deepening of my understanding of what already exists, and my absolute inability to control any of it, right? Therefore, the ultimate surrender in that relationship with the divine, to give God a free hand, to allow God to lovingly evolve me in this eternal relationship. That's a lot to chew on.